What is good, everybody on YouTube? It's of course your boy Dame, no Mr. Woodward today, but I do have a special guest, Hillary Marie, or known as Dime Heels, or Heels with Heels, the class. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you for
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we just gonna get it right started because YouTube don't give me a lot of time when you're not verified. So yeah. So firstly, where are you from, and like, what was your childhood like?
Okay, so I was born and raised in Hollandale, Mississippi. I moved to Detroit when I was about 6 years old. I grew up in a household full of boys. Of course, I have my mom, but I come from a family of all brothers. Only girls, so you know, I come around sports and things like that. So for me to break out into things like dancing, it was like the arts. It was out of the ordinary because they wanted me to like play softball.
Okay, you know, so you came from a sports family.
Yeah.
All right, so when did you really develop that love for dance? At what age was that?
So I did do cheerleading when I was about in kindergarten, and I did that all the way up until my junior year of high school. I knew I had a thing for dance because it's like whenever I would be doing like the band dances and things like that, I've always had more rhythm than everybody else. So that's how I figured out I want to take this serious.
So coming from like a sports family and everything, what was your inspiration into dance? Or is it just something you were just drawn to? Like you just
It was something I was really naturally drawn to. I've never taken a dance class. It's just always been something that I knew I could do, and I was actually pretty good at it. So I just took off from there.
Yeah. Supposed to have these videos playing so the people can get a little idea of what we talking about. But all right, so now you're in school while you're doing these dances, and you do a lot more than like just dance. You're doing more than just dance. Mm-hmm. But how do you balance that with school and doing your classes?
Okay, so it's actually a lot harder than what it looks. It's like teaching dance classes is not just like, okay, you come up with a piece and then just go teach it. It's a lot of things that goes behind being creative as far as like creating dances and stuff. And I'm not the type of person that just puts things together and just do it. Like I actually have a passion for it. So whatever I put out, whether it's content or whether it's something that I teach behind closed doors, like I want to make sure it's dope, you know? So with that, and then being in school and being a nursing major at that, it's like, it's very, very overwhelming, but it's all about balance. And I feel like if you balance things out right, you know, you give a certain amount of time to your craft and a certain amount of time to your schoolwork, and then it's not that you'll be good.
Okay. And yeah, so I mean, the way I think about it, like dancing is hard. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
dancing is hard. So it's another type of difficulty to create a dance and to teach a dance.
Yeah.
When you started dancing, did you know you wanted to teach, or where did that come about?
So it's a difference between being a dancer and then being a choreographer. Okay. So being a dancer, you're being a student, you're learning the dances and this and that and the third, but while being a choreographer, you're the mastermind behind it all. And it's like to actually sit down, take the time out to go in the studio, getting your element, getting your zone, and to create pieces step by step by step. It's something that's just like not for the weak, because it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. It's harder than what it looks. So when I first started, I started, my first class was up at Eastern. This was my freshman year at Eastern. Okay. So someone did tell me, like, you know, you should start a dance class. And at first I was a little sketchy about it because I'm like, ain't nobody gonna come to that. But people showed up for it, and it was lit. So at first I didn't really want to teach. I just wanted to dance. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, all you need is that one person to just motivate you. All you need is that extra push. And just do it.
And then
just
it's been taking off ever since.
Yeah, it's been lit. It's been a ride.
Because your dance class is really big. What is, and you taught a lot of people, and I know we got your videos playing to some of your students. What is like your proudest moment as a teacher? Like,
my proudest moment as a teacher is really seeing like, okay, so I have a lot of students who have been with me since their very beginning of their training journey, of their dance journey. And it's like to see them for their first class that they've ever taken with me to like seeing them now. Like, for example, I had a class last night. To see their growth is like the proudest moment that I have. Like to see like, wow, like you were here and now you're like a beast at what you do, you know? And it's like, it's so, it makes me cry because it's like, damn, y'all are so dope. Like, you know, it's just, I think that's one of the proudest moments to see the growth in everybody.
And one reason I think your classes are really dope, you always have a very skilled photographer or videographer at every class. Can you just speak about like why do you do that and the impact you feel it has on what you're doing?
Yeah, of course. So while you're putting out content, you know, the viewers, they like good quality camera work. They like good quality content. And they like good quality, what am I trying to say? Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Look, it's good just shit. Like, yeah, they like good stuff. And you know, for example, it matters how the video looks. You know, that plays a part in how many views you're going to get. That plays a part in who's going to watch your stuff. It looks professional. It's professional. And so, that plays a major role in when I do my classes for the simple fact that, like, I want to put out good stuff that people are going to watch. And I know people are going to come across my YouTube or my page and stuff, and I want it to be professional. Because you never know who's looking at your page. You never know. It could be a job looking to book you for a dance gig. It could be an artist looking to book you for their show or anything like that. You just never know. So just keeps things professional. Shout out to my videographer, King ASO, Aaron. He records mainly majority of my videos. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, so other than being a teacher, you're also very accomplished yourself as a dancer. So take me through to the beginning. What was your first performance like, and like where was it?
Okay, so my first ever performance was Summer Jams. It was in Detroit.
Okay, big stage.
Yeah, it was in Detroit. I think it was Summer Jams 46, 45. I'm not for sure the number, but it was in 2018. I had just graduated. Excuse me. I had just graduated high school. And for that to ever be my first big performance and my first performance ever as a dancer, that was overwhelming. The Summer Jams, I performed with Nisha Nashay. I was backup dancing with her. And it was the pre-show before the Chris Brown show. So it's just like, for that to be my first ever show and my first ever debut as a dancer, it's like, wow. You know, it was a very humbling experience. It was a very motivating experience to be like, okay, I can do this. Because before I got on that stage, I almost had a mental breakdown. And man, because looking out into the crowd and seeing all those people, it's like, it's not something that you think, you're never prepared for it. Yeah. And, you know, I performed on many stages, but it's like, no matter how big the crowd is, no matter how small it is, I still get nerves. Like, no matter what.
That nervousness, that's the pressure that you made. Your first performance with Nisha Nashay.
Yes.
And what from there, how does it get to you connecting with Big Sean?
So, how I connected with Big Sean was through Nisha's manager. His name is Sid. He got me to connect to be an extra in his video. It's called Single Again. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. I was an extra in that video. It was shot in Hart Plaza, downtown Detroit. And to be in that environment around Ryan Destiny, Keith Powers, Big Sean himself, his team, and all these other different types of artists and talent that's here in Detroit was so humbling. It was so motivating. And it was just such a proud moment for myself to even be in that environment.
Yeah, I bet. And I know like Sean reached out to a lot of like Detroit talent for the album that he just released. So that's good that you could be a part of that.
Own it for the city. Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm gonna cut this, but I think the videographer question is in the first part. Okay. So, with you having this long journey and everything, yeah, that type of shit. That type of shit. Exactly.
Stop, Whisper.
But yeah, so just how does it make you feel to know that you inspire and like just encourage so many people and you're just out here being yourself and doing what you love?
It keeps me going. I think as humans and as artists, we all have the moment where we feel stuck. We all have the moment where we feel like, you know, what we're doing is so pointless at times. And we all have the moment where we just feel like giving up. But to see that and to see how many people I've inspired and to see how many people who look up to me and to see how many people need my dance classes because they help them no matter what they're going through, whether it's depression or just a hard time in their life, it makes me want to keep going. It makes me want to keep going harder, and it motivates me to, you know, pick myself back up and just keep going.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope everybody at home is really listening and understanding how much a little support can go and how much it encourages somebody to just continue with what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So, speaking of support, like, I know you have a something the fans wanted to know. Well, not fans, but your followers wanted to know is like with the type of dances you're doing, they're very sexy.
Yeah.
What type of support have you gotten from your family with that? Because I know a lot of people go through that when they want to do these types of dances.
Yeah. So, it's like, you know, I look at it like this. If you can support Beyonce, if you can support Sierra, and if you can support all these high-profile artists and, you know, people who literally do the same thing that I do, but just on a bigger platform, then you can support me too. And I just feel like what I'm doing is nothing wrong with it. I'm not promoting sex. I'm not doing anything. But when you see a dancer dancing sexy in a video or something like that, they're actually portraying the character that the song is talking about. It's not them as a human, because the moment that camera goes off, they're back to being normal. It's just they're portraying the character. But the support that I've gotten from my family is very supportive. They've come to my classes before. They've helped me build my brand up before. So, you know, it's been good.
That's good. It's good to hear that, because
I'm already knowing.
Frustrating sometimes. Yeah. I recently just showed my dad my videos, and he called me talking about, you on there smoking weed? He said it wasn't that when I was smoking. He was like, what you call it, Mr. Woody? But yeah, so it's like family support. It's really something different too. When your family is supporting what you're doing and what you got going on.
It's a different kind of push. It's a different kind of motivation to know that all right, I got my family on me. You know, I got them behind my back. So
yeah, okay. So you got your classes, you've done some performances, but honestly, this is still the beginning of your journey.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself going with this?
I see myself opening up multiple dance studios around the world. For example, I want to go back home to my hometown in Mississippi because it's not a lot of time and energy that gets put into the arts community back home in Mississippi. So I want to go back and I want to open up a dance studio. They need it. They don't have a lot of the resources out there, but they have a lot of the talent out there, and it goes unnoticed and overlooked a lot. So I want to go back home and I want to open up a dance studio in Mississippi. I want to open up a dance studio in Detroit. I want to open up a dance studio on the West Coast, the East Coast. I just want to be a mogul. I want to be real wide.
That sounds like a plan, and from the way it's going, I feel like you can do it for sure.
Thank you.
All right, so I mean, I appreciate you a lot for coming on my show and my platform and telling your story. So before we go, is there anything that you would just like to tell people to check out?
Yes, you guys can follow me on Instagram at DimeHills, at DIMEHILLS. You can also follow my business page on Instagram called Heels for Heels. You can follow me on YouTube at Heels for Heels. I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's a wrap, and we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.